26? Yeah, I guess that's going to be warm enough. That's going to be warm enough for the dumbest thing you can do in raw denim. Now, there are a few things that you hear, or that I've told you, that you should never do with raw denim, and you should never do in raw denim. Washing at 60. I did that. It was totally fine. Using bleach. I also did that, and it was awesome. Hanging in direct sunlight. Also did that. Made zero difference. A sea soak. To be honest, if I had a washing machine at the holiday cottage last week, probably would have tried that. There is one, however, that I've done it once, not properly, and I've never done it in this channel before, but that is wearing unsanforized denim in the bath and then wearing them out wet till they dry. The theory is that as you soak them in the bath on your body and as you wear them out wet, they are going to shrink to exactly your body shape. I mean, yeah, it sounds like a thing. It sounds like it makes sense, but I can't think of anything that's going to be more uncomfortable. So I'm not going to do that with a pair of jeans today. I'm going to do it with this shirt, which actually sounds much, much more uncomfortable. But as I once said, one of the main jobs of people on YouTube seems to be doing dumb shit to see what happens so you guys don't have to. This is the Indigo Farah Fargo shirt in their new 11.5 ounce unsanforized denim. And as you can see, it is far too big for me. I bought it this big because I know it's going to shrink down after the soak. It should lose around about 10%, like one size. So after the soak, it should, in theory, maybe, hopefully, be the perfect fit for me. So the plan for today is, I'm going to first take you through all the details of the shirt because there's some great details in it. Then I'm going to do some pre-soak measurements because I want to compare like before and after. And then I'm going to climb into a hot bath with it for about 30 minutes. And then we wear it the whole day till it's dry or until I can't take it anymore. Okay, since I've got it on, let's just start with the fit. Originally, I thought this was going to be somewhere between a denim jacket and a denim shirt, which tends to happen when you start making denim shirts out of heavier denim. But this is not really that. It's more like, well, it's definitely an overshirt. I don't think I'm going to be wearing it too much without a t-shirt or something underneath it. It's more like a shirt that went to the gym and really worked out for a couple of years. The denim is 11.5 ounces. It's unsanforized. It's quite hairy and it's got a little bit of an unevenness. It's got a little bit of that, and that's going to get much more pronounced after the soak. There is a reddish pink. No, it's a pink Selvedge ID. There are two flat chest pockets at the front, and these pockets are the only bit that remind me a little bit more towards a denim jacket rather than a denim shirt. They remind me of the Type 2 from Levi's. In the pocket placement, it's removed a little bit from the upper yoke, the upper front yoke here. And that pocket placement is just kind of straight out of the Type 2 playbook. The pockets have got a snap closure that's branded Indigo Farah. And they're lined, what is that, like halfway? No, third of the way down the pocket with just, okay, it's a little bit hard to see here. But yeah, just a cotton ecru fabric. Seems quite tough, quite hard wearing, and that's the perfect placement because fully lined pockets, they tend to tear up at the top where it gets the most wear, and then they just sort of pull down, flat down, and they're just annoying. Having a little bit of reinforcement down at the bottom of the pocket though, that really just makes sense. Just as hard to see are the arcuates, or can you say arcuates to shirt pockets? Is that just for pants? The stitching detail on the pockets? Maybe that's a better description. Anyway, the stitching detail on the pocket down here is picked out in a tonal thread, I guess it's indigo, and they double up as in yeah, they're attaching the pocket lining to the outside of the pocket and reinforcing it, but they're also going to really pop out when the fade starts to set in. On the inside of the, what is that, the right-hand pocket, there is Indigofera's version of the Union label. It's Prima Jeans, Indigofera, Stockholm, Sweden. Wear well since 2009. And the inside of the pocket flaps here, it's lined with a different denim. It seems to be a much lighter weight denim than the outer pockets, which kind of makes sense. Otherwise, the pocket flap would just be too bulky. And then there are two tones of stitching on the shirt, and you can really see it in the pockets here. They're very, very close. I mean, one is the sort of traditional tobacco stitching that you find on a lot of denims, and then there's an orangey rusty color that works very, very nicely with this tobacco color. And it pops from this darker denim as well. For the closure, there are poppers instead of buttons, which is actually a very, very practical choice. I mean, if it's a shirt, then you don't want the buttons that you're going to find in a denim jacket. They're just going to be too big and too bulky. But if the denim's a little bit heavier, it's going to be awkward with normal buttons. So the poppers are a really, really good solution. And they're also what you find on most Western shirts. But unlike what you find on most Western shirts, these poppers are far, far better. The trouble with the poppers that I've had on like my LVC, they're kind of like a rivet in that like the back plate of the popper, sorry, the snap for all the American guys, the back plate of the snap is pushed through and then the plate of that snap is kind of crimped onto it. That's not a very solid way to do it, and I lose at least one of the snaps on all of my shirts. For some reason around the collar, the cuffs, I guess that's where they get the most strain. But anyway, these are different. They're much, much more solid. They're much more like the buttons that you find in a pair of jeans or on a denim jacket, in that there's the back plate's got two burrs that are pushed through the denim fabric. And then the top plate of the snap, the burrs are kind of like pinched over and it locks it in place. So it's absolutely solid. It's not going to, it can't go anywhere. And it's the same story. So that's on the sort of back plate of the snap. And it's the same story on the front plate of the snap as well. And then it seems to have been sort of capped over with the branded outside of the snap, top of the snap. But yeah. I really like that because I was always a little bit reluctant to get a denim shirt with snaps in it for exactly the reason that they just fall off all the time. Fine on the cuffs, but yeah, if you're out and about and one snaps or like one falls off across your belly, it's going to be kind of embarrassing. Up at the collar, there is actually a button. I suppose that makes sense. Maybe if you do want to have it like buttoned right up to here, you're going to be moving a lot and there's more chance that the snap is just going to pop open, so a button makes sense up there. And even though I'd say that the 11.5 ounce denim is on the upper side of what should be used in shirting, you can button and unbutton this very easily, and the buttonhole is very solid, very good quality, exactly what I'd expect. Down at the bottom of the plaquette there is the Indigofera woven label. And then if we go to the side seam here, this is a really nice touch. The side seam is riveted, which is a little bit of reinforcement. That's something I've not seen on other denim shirts or even denim jackets ever. And as this is meant to be worn as an overshirt, so it's not meant to be tucked into your pants, it's got a completely straight bottom hem. Up at the top here, if we go up to the back yoke, we have it lined with the same lightweight, at least I think it's the same light. Yeah, it looks like the same lightweight denim that's used on the inside of the pocket flaps. And then there's the Indigofera leather patch sewn up here. To the leather patch. Now, I mean, you guys know that I love a good leather patch, and this is certainly a very, very good leather patch. It's full grain. It's got the Indigofera logo on it here. I don't know what that is. It's a lion with wings and a bird's head. But I'm not too sure if that's actually going to stay. it's quite thick, it's quite bulky, and that is resting right up on the top of my spine here, which is where my rucksack's going to rest. I don't know if that's going to be uncomfortable, and if it is uncomfortable, then I'm just going to unpick it and remove it. Sorry guys. And then here there's a little bit of yeah, like a hook with the size on it, which is, yeah, it's off center. I don't know. Yeah, that's going to be fine, I guess, if I ever hang it up. You should always hang your stuff up on a hanger anyway. And sticking to the inside, just looking at this construction quickly, very, very nicely done, completely clean, really, really well done actually, but I wouldn't have expected anything else. Yeah, and all we need to do now is measure up. Okay, going to start with the chest from pit to pit. That is 61 centimeters or 24 inches. Then the shoulders, across the shoulders at the back, and that's from the outer side seam on one side to the outer side seam on the other side. That is 49, yeah, 49 centimeters, 19 inches. Then the length down the back, and that is going to be measured from where the collar attaches to the upper yoke here, down to the bottom of the hem. That is 74 centimeters, 29 inches. Then lastly, the arm length. And the arm length is something that I really hope I'm going to lose that 10% because they are too long in the arms. And I think that when shirts are too long in the arms, they look really, really sloppy. And that is 67.5 centimeters, 26.5 inches. And now all is left to do is get in the bath with this thing. Okay, Editor Matt here, and I did it again. I'm sorry, I just made this video ridiculously long. So this is 2 times in a row. I've got to split it up into a 2-parter. Or the last one was a 3-parter, but this one's going to be split up into a 2-parter. But since I'm not on holiday, maybe I will try to put this one up on Monday, Saturday just now. Maybe I'll try to put this one up on Monday, then the other one on Friday, so you guys don't have to wait so long. But really, trust me, it will be worth the wait. Or maybe you're watching this like 6 months from now, 10 years from now. You don't have to wait at all. You can just skip over and see what the next video is.